Howdy folks, my name is Alex, otherwise known as Fear the Z, and welcome to episode 64 of the Turner's Digest. As always, we'll start with a disclaimer. I'm not a financial or tax advisor. This is not financial or tax advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but please enjoy. Welcome back. Happy Labor Day to those who celebrate. I don't know who doesn't celebrate. As always, shout out to the Patreon. Patreon members keep the show going. We had some new members, but first off, we'll shout out the Cleed tier. So shout out Kung Fuer, Cleed, Dion, Erica, Shuhui, Daniel, Ricky, and Rob for the contributions to the Cleed tier. Thank you very much. Welcome Bluebird and Fang to the Patreon as well. Show notes, as I mentioned previously, will be getting timestamped normally a few days after the episode goes live. So sorry about that. I just want to get the episode out, and then if you care about show notes, like timestamps, I should say, those can come later. If you prefer just waiting till they come out, I haven't really heard any feedback on it, so hit me up in Discord or email me, turnersdigest@gmail.com. And then one last housekeeping thing is a correction from last time. I reported a bad rumor that the Venmo credit card doesn't count Costco as grocery anymore. It looks like the user that reported it deleted their post, which should have been a hint when I was talking about it in the last episode. But it looks like the transaction normally shows as pending in the other category, which is what this user was reporting. And they just thought that since it was pending as other, it would then code as other when the charge posted to the account. But it has always done that, and then it eventually changes to grocery once it posts. So apologies for scaring anybody. I read some reviews. I didn't realize that there were like written reviews from people from like, I don't know, earlier this year. And a lot of them were mostly around organization, which I totally get. I try and do these quick and dirty. So I think organization kind of gets thrown to the wayside for me. But I think not even from reading those reviews, I've implemented some better organizational skills for this podcast. Like the show notes are more organized now, which helps me keep more organized in doing this. So I'm always open to hear feedback, whether through reviews or messaging me directly or however you want to communicate, Discord, what have you. All right, so today we're going to start with deals. Then we're going to go to cards. Cards a pretty large category this time. And then sign-up bonuses. Also a lot of sign-up bonuses that are available. Some that paid out for me and some that are currently available for snagging up, I guess. Only one class action, then a little other category. Also, I applied for a credit card and got approved. So we'll talk about that as well. Scrolling all the way back up, start with our deals. I recently had to get internet at my apartment. My landlord was paying for it prior, and now my landlord just wants to get me to get my own internet, which is totally fair. And I went with Astound, which I think is like a local sort of internet service provider, ISP, in like the Massachusetts area. And they had an offer on top cash back for clicking through and getting $101 when you get new internet set up. Also, there was a coupon code in there to get free installation. So I got it all done, and then I kind of forgot that I did top cash back. Then I got a message from top cash back saying that my $101 was available. So that's like 3 months of free internet. So that was pretty great. Just as a reminder, if you do use those click-through sites, make sure you turn off ad blockers, turn off VPNs, etc., just to make sure that everything tracks properly. Next, we had some few lightning deals that were posted since the last episode. Most of them are really around Future. Future has been pretty great recently. Future card, if you're not familiar, is a debit card that's like supposed to be climate friendly. So they offer increased cash back offerings for things like public transit or like checking out a city bike or a blue bike in your area, giving 10% back to Arcadia, I think is what it is, for like the community solar if you pay for your internet through that way. And they've recently instituted like other deals. They do like local deals. Like I have one to use Massachusetts Transit for free for Labor Day weekend, up to I think $5. And then also there's other targeted ones. There's like 5% back at Costco, 10% back at Hertz. Dr. Credit highlights a bunch of them. But they've been recently doing like 100% back for like a $5 purchase or a $10 purchase. And a lot of these are targeted. So like you'll get a text from Future. It says like, hey, there's this offer for you. And then they give you a link and you click that link and you activate it on your account and then you can just make a purchase. Normally they're not tied to any MCC, merchant category code. Some of them are tied to restaurants. So those ones obviously have to be restaurants, but like I've purchased gift cards on those offers in the past, and it works fine. And then if it isn't targeted to a specific merchant category code, I normally just do like an Amazon gift card reload, and that triggers it. But there was a unique one here where let me take a step back. Those links that they text you for these like targeted offers, those actually aren't targeted links. So like any future card customer, if they have that link, can just click it and it'll be applied to their account. Don't know if this is how they intend for it to be implemented, but this is how it works. So there's been some people in the Discord that have been sharing these links, and I've been posting them to the Patreon. So I posted a lot of these links get posted in the comments on Dr. Credit on the linked article that's in the show notes. So if you want to keep abreast, you can keep that up to date, or you can get the lightning deal alerts through the Patreon or what have you. The one specifically that worked was there was one for $10, like a $10 purchase, get $10 back. There's one for a $3 purchase, spend $3 or more, get $3 back. And there's a $5 one, spend $5 and get spend $5 or more dollars, get $5 back. The unique thing about these is they all stacked. So like one $10 purchase would get you $18 because you would get the $10, the $3, and then the $2, as long as you have all of them applied. So I've been loving Future. I use the card when I can. They also offer, I think, like 4.2% APY on your cash balance there. So pretty big fan of that. They also had $15 off $15 grocery. That was hat tip to Dino on the Discord. Also Ray on the Discord, hat tip to him for $5 off your monthly phone bill until the end of November. So you just charge your phone bill to your Future card, and then you'll get $5 off per month, which is pretty great. A lot of these are still available, so take a link at the show notes. Take a look on Doctor of Credit and see if you have the ability to go for these. And if you don't have a Future account, you can use my referral. It's in the show notes. I think it's only like $15, but hey, better than sign up for nothing. Next, I think I've been waiting to talk about this for a while, and I hadn't. In Kind is, I can't remember if I talked about it before. Let me check the show notes. I did back in episode 63. So this go around, I wound up using it. Boston did a Boston Dine Out week for 2 weeks, where like a bunch of restaurants do like a Prix Fix menu, and I found one in my town, and it was also on In Kind. I didn't realize it until I got there. I think I went on their website to check their hours, and like a big In Kind popped on my screen. I'm like, oh snap, they got In Kind. That's sick. Basically, you can buy gift cards for discount on In Kind and then pay your bill using those gift cards. Can't pay tips on the gift card, but you can pay the bill. Also, if you sign up with a referral, which my referral again is in the show notes, you get $25 off a $50 purchase. I believe I get the same thing. Once you use your offer, I get that offer. I think it's good for like a month. So the restaurant that I went to, the server did know what In Kind was, and then I was like, hey, do you use In Kind? They were like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I went to use it. It didn't work. And I like called them back over, and I was like, it's not working. And then I showed them, and then I had to go to like the maitre d', is that what they're called? Like the head person at the restaurant. And they like conversed back and forth. And then she came over, my waitress, and was like, so just write down your phone number and your email address and we'll charge your account. Then she walked away. And I was like, so I'm not paying anything. So I like flagged her back down. I'm like, so just to be clear, I'm not paying for anything right now, and you're just going to bill me later, kind of like an honor system. And she's like, yeah, it does feel weird. I appreciate you calling me back over. But lo and behold, like a few hours later, I was charged on my In Kind account, and it did use the offers that it had, which was nice. I guess it just automatically applies them, and it paid with my gift card. So that was awesome. And I just paid cash tip. So it was pretty seamless. Recently, and there's another reward for, I think, like $25 off of 50. There's a lot of offers just get tossed around with In Kind. Like there's an active link right now. You can click into it and give your phone number, and it'll give you a $25 off of $50 of your next purchase. That's in addition to a referral one if you have. It's crazy how much funding they have. I was listening to the Daily Turn's recent podcast episode, and they quoted somebody that knows how In Kind works. I forget who it was. Definitely take a listen to their most recent episode. But basically, In Kind goes to restaurants, and they're like, hey, we want you to be on In Kind. We'll give you front of cash of like $20K. And then when people charge to their In Kind app, you'll just eat away at that $20K sort of loan that we gave you. So that's why you have to use the gift card balance. And I guess that's how they're fronting the funds to the restaurants. And I mean, it kind of makes a lot of sense. The restaurants want cash because they're always pretty cash strapped, and it brings in more customers, and it's not much overhead for them. Shout out to Kai on Daily Churn for sharing that, because I was always curious how that worked. Next, I had Webull paid out, and they're still offering a deal. This should really be in a different section, but that's fine. So the deal originally was for deposit various amounts of funds for, I think, for a year, the holding period. It's expired now, so it doesn't really matter. But what I specifically did was deposit $2,000 and get $200. So I deposited it, didn't really do anything with the fund, just let it sit there at like 4% interest. And you get a 30-day premium voucher, which is like their Robinhood Gold. It's Webull Premium. And that doesn't get activated until my current, I think, year subscription of Webull Premium gets used. So like my voucher's just sitting there in the app. Webull's kind of weird with their rewards. You have to like go to rewards, and they're called vouchers, and you have to like claim them. But this one for the $200 for depositing $2K, it's just showing in my app now, and I think it automatically applies. So like as long as I keep the funds for, I think it's a year, it's paid out in like $13 increments for a year. Does that math work out? 13 times 12? I'm a little short, but around there, maybe like $16. So it's like a little extra interest, and I'm keeping some cash in there anyway, so not a bad deal. It is expired, but I'm liking Webull thus far. Next up in deals, I bought a Pixel 10 Pro. I'm kind of like a habitual phone buyer, which is not great, but at least the deals are good. So last year, actually I meant to find what episode I talked about it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, episode 48. I should get a link to it. Hold on. All right. So I bought the Pixel 10 Pro, not the XL, because I don't like big phones, even though I have very large hands. I feel like a big phone is annoying to have, and it makes me want to use it more, and I want to use my phone less, so make it a little less convenient. I also was able to use a 10% off ID.me for a student discount. Their validation isn't super rigorous. Like, they just ask for a few things. You can send like a transcript in. What I do is I use a student ID, and it just so happens that the expiration date keeps changing on the ID. Don't know how that happens, but they accept the ID as verification, then I get a 10% off code. So the phone was $1,099. Then the 10% off gave me $109.9 off, so it came down to just shy of $990. And I traded in my Pixel 9 Pro for $550. And then that math, what's that math? 990 minus 550. So it comes out to 440. And then it gives you an additional $200 for purchasing the Pixel 9 Pro. You get a $200 credit to Google Store. And then I also have a Google One subscription for the 2 terabyte, which actually it's the like AI one, but I get it for free for my Pixel 9. And that gets you an additional 10% off. So that would be an additional $75. So that comes down to $165. And then I got a shopping portal offer for, I think it was like $30. I have a spreadsheet. Let me just pull that up and link it. Yeah, the portal cashback was $23. And then I used a store credit from last year. I had a $229 store credit for my last trade-in. So out of pocket, I wound up putting $271 on my Amex Business Hilton card. That's after including the $229 store credit and the $550 trade-in. But I get $275 in store credit given to me, so it's kind of a wash. So I kind of got the phone for close to nothing. Honestly, using the phone, it's not anything different from last year's. It's a very minor spec bump that most people won't notice, but why not get the new phone for basically for free? And I'll use the store credits. I recently lost my Pixel Buds Series A, like the headphones, like the workout headphones, and I love those. Those stayed really well in my ear. So I might get Pixel Buds Series A2, maybe is what they're calling it. I also got a case from Google. I used the Bellroy case, but the leather kept ripping off. And Bellroy's really good. They've replaced it for me, but I just don't want to have to deal with it again. So I got like Google's first party case, which I don't love the feeling. It's like silicone or silicone whichever one is the one that's plastic and not the one that's an implant. And I'm used to having like leather on all my phones, so I'm not sure I super love the phone case yet. Don't know if I can return it. We'll see if I do. But that's that. This should really be down in the deals. I'm going to move this. Wait, no, it's sign-up bonuses. So this is the deal. Discover has 40% off on Amazon again for using some points. So this is targeted, but you can click the link and link your Discover card to your Amazon account and then use 1 point and at checkout at minimum of 1 point, which is like 1 cent. And then you can get 40% off up to, I think, $30. It's annoying. There was also a $10 offer when purchasing like 1001 or something, $10.01. But that's triggering instead of the 40% off one. And I can't find the terms for the $10 one. So it's kind of just not making it very useful for me. These are good for gift cards. You can just buy a gift card. I was going to buy DoorDash gift cards, but I'm blocked with this other $10 offer, so I wasn't able to do it. All right, next we have cards. First, we have new cards. Let me find my tab. BMO launches Escape Card with a $150 annual fee, $45,000 point bonus, and more. The annual fee is not waived for the first year. 45,000 points when you spend $5,000 in 3 months of account opening. Card earns at the following rates, capped at $3,000 in spend per quarter before dropping to 1x. 4 points per dollar on airfare and dining, 3 on hotel tours and travel agencies and cruises, 2 on rideshare services, taxis, and car rentals, 1 for everything else. They also offer free digital priority pass, annual membership with 2 free priority pass lounge visits. Maybe that just gives you 2 lounges. That's weird. Get reimbursed for $100 every 4 years with a global entry or TSA PreCheck, and then enjoy $20 monthly statement credits when you use your card and spend $200 per month at hotels worldwide. Assuming points are worth, this is coming from Dr. Credit. Assuming points are worth 1 cent each, it's basically $300 sign-up bonus after paying a $150 fee. Hotel credit is somewhat interesting if you're regularly paying for these hotels. Can't see anything as being hugely popular as it's in branch only, but this could be useful for some readers. I don't really have an experience with BMO as a bank. Looks like the card is metal, which I'd love to get that card image. Oh, I added a bunch of card images to the site too. If that tickles your fancy, you can go take a look. Next, in terms of new cards, Walmart launched the OnePay Cash Rewards credit card. So Walmart originally offered a credit card through Synchrony, and then they moved to Capital One, and then they sued both of them respectively, saying that they didn't offer their cards well and weren't doing their customers right, so they left both companies. And at some point, Walmart discovered or purchased a stake in One Finance, which turned into One, which is now OnePay, which is like a fintech app. But now they're offering this credit card through OnePay, and now it has benefits with Walmart. So there's no annual fee when you sign up, bonus of $35 when you spend $75 or more in 30 days, and it earns 5% back as a Walmart as a Walmart Plus member, and 3% back if not, and 1.5% on all other purchases. The card for 5% at Walmart is pretty great. You obviously have to be a Walmart Plus member, but many people are. There's a weird overlap now of like Platinum members also having Walmart Plus because you get it for free as a Platinum member, which might be changing with the upcoming American Express Platinum changes, but that's to be discussed in a little bit. Dr. Credit says there's supposed to be a Rewards Plus card as well with a $149 annual fee, but I don't see that currently. Useful for 5% back at Walmart if you're a big spender there, but that's about it. Agreed. If you value spend at Walmart highly, then this could be useful for you. All right. Next, we have just a data point from me. Navy Federal Credit Union offers a flagship card, which is a credit card by them. I've discussed this in the past. Discussed this in episode 56 and 55. But I opened the card for the sign-up bonus, and I later learned that the card also offers reimbursement for Amazon Prime. So the card has, I think, a $59 fee. Let me go find out. $49 annual fee. But it gives you Amazon Prime for free. It's supposedly it's only supposed to be for the first year, but multiple reports have reported that it works for subsequent years as well. So in my experience, I made a purchase for Amazon Prime on the card on August 11th for $139, and then on August 20th, so about 9 days later, probably 7 a week ish. I don't really know how that works out in 9 days, but regardless, I got a $139 credit for the Amazon Prime reimbursement. So that turns Amazon Prime's annual fee from $140 to $49. So it's a pretty great $89 savings for me. In addition to the sign-up bonus that I got for that card, which was pretty great because I think I got a bonus for becoming a member, a bonus for opening the card, and then they were doing like an exclusive promo for a short period of time where you open the relationship, you open a credit card, and then you get an additional $200. So that was really nice. Next, we have a bunch of American Express things. So American Express has a survey out discussing new Marriott business cards. The survey suggests changing the business portfolio to mirror the personal portfolio and having 3 cards: the American Express Marriott Business, the American Express Marriott Brilliant, and American Express Marriott Bevy. Very similar to their personal offerings, like I mentioned. Dr. Credit says, just for their verdict, there's a lot to read through here, so just read the verdict. Currently, the annual fee on the Marriott Business Card is $125 and has the following benefits. Pretty big change if they do not introduce these new business cards. If they do introduce these new business cards. So I guess we'll see. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on rumors because you never know if they're going to be true. But a lot of times these wind up being true, except for the Chase Ritz-Carlton card that wound up not being true. Or they rolled it back or whatever. Next, the American Express Platinum, starting in 2026, will, with their Paramount Plus offering, since UFC is moving to Paramount Plus, the American Express cardholders will now get free UFC 13 marquee events and 30 fight nights included in their Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus comes from Walmart Plus. Walmart Plus is free on the Platinum. Walmart Plus gets you Paramount Plus for free, and then Paramount Plus now gets you UFC because UFC is going away from pay-per-view, and I think there was like a big deal, blockbuster deal for Paramount. So that's a nice plus for us. The comments do say that it might be a bit premature. It's not guaranteed that this will work because there's 2 different plans for Paramount, it seems. So we'll see what happens. But hopefully that works because I personally like fights. Like I don't seek them out, especially I don't pay for them. But if like I'm at a bar and it's on, I'll definitely watch it. Next, additional things on the American Express Platinum train. The American Express Platinum $600 FHR credit is coming, semi-annual for $300. So this is again a rumor, but it did appear on American Express's site officially. According to Dr. Credit, it looks like soon both the business and personal Platinum American Express cards will come with a semi-annual $300 credit, total of $600. Terms originally appeared on American Express's website, but have now been taken down. The credits will go into effect September 17th of 2025, and the terms are followed. The personal card gets a $300 semi-annual credit for prepaid fine, hotel resorts, and hotel collection bookings made through American Express Travel, specifically through their apps. And the hotel collection and hotels and fine hotels and resorts is like a collection within American Express. I've stayed there before. I think it was like 200 prior. And then additionally for the business platinum, looks just about the same. There's some more terms that I'm not going to specifically read through, but it looks like they're about the same thing. Dr. Credit's verdict says there are rumors that the American Express Platinum fee will increase to $895 and have a mirror finish. With these credits, it'd be surprised if they didn't see an increase closer to $995. Hopefully, there are more additional benefits to come alongside a larger sign-up bonus. So, true. This will help eat away that fee if it goes up to close to $1,000. So it'll knock it down to like $400. But time will tell. And those hotels are expensive to stay at. So I guess we'll see. Just wanted to read a quick comment from a user about the American Express Platinum card. They said, just a note that with the American Express Platinum refresh coming in September, you should consider taking an upgrade offer to double dip credits while paying the lower annual fee for a year, unless they pull a Chase with Chase Sapphire Reserve. So good call out there if anyone's in the market for it. Dr. Credit also calls out that you should use your existing American Express Platinum Fine Hotels Resort credit for $200 before September 18th, since it'll be changing to the semi-annual 300. That previous 200 probably won't count as your use of the new $300 one, so you can kind of double dip there. Next, some additional rumors for the American Express Platinum. There are some rumors of a $400 Resi credit and a $300 Lululemon credit. So the Lululemon will be 4 times of $75 in every quarter. And then the Resi credit, not sure about the frequency, but this was originally posted on Reddit that I saw it, but it was originally from US Card Forum. As always, rumors are rumors, so keep them at bay, but normally they're true. Next, just a UI change for American Express. A lot of people are like making a big deal about this. It's nice, but I can just kind of manually check it myself. American Express adds a tracker, a bonus tracker to the app, it looks like, and possibly on the website. I haven't seen this personally on my cards. Looks like some people are seeing it, some are not. I have the American Express Hilton Business Card that currently is going through a welcome bonus, which is what they call it. But I don't see the tracker on the site. Pretty confident that the welcome offer was applied to my account. Going to the Hilton Business Card right now. Let me just double check and make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It could be that it's only for like first party American Express cards and not third party, like going through Hilton or some other partnership that American Express has. But it's always nice to see that. I personally just go to like statements and then I like check the spend through this year, because normally the card was offered within the calendar year, so I can just check and see how much I've spent. Otherwise, I think when picking like how long you want to see a transaction span, you can only pick like a month. So I pick the year just so make it longer. Also, American Express adds 400 hotels to across the Fine Hotels and Resorts hotel collection, and that'll help with the $600 annual credit that they're adding as well, if that does come to fruition. Next, we have a bunch of things with Capital One. So they have a new sign-up bonus for Capital One Quicksilver, Capital One Quicksilver, Saver, and Venture One. It comes with a $100 travel credit and $300 cash. It looks like it's through a referral. Dr. Credit says the referral offer now shows an additional $100 bonus on the referee after you make a payment. That's aside from whatever the referrer gets. Altogether, $100 travel credit towards hotel and vacation rentals, and $100 after making a minimum payment, and $200 after meeting the bonus. So we love seeing more of these. Keep in mind that Capital One's weird. When they pull your credit, they'll pull all 3, so you can freeze one of them if you'd like. I forget which one, but definitely check Dr. Credit's things to know before applying for Capital One to save on one of your hard pulls. Next, the Capital One Venture is also showing an increased offer. Referrals are showing a $300 travel credit and a 75,000 point offer. Some links are showing them, some are not, so keep a lookout for a link that is showing it. They did in the past do a 100,000 points offer, but if you value straight cash, it could be better for the 775 plus 300 offer. Additionally, Capital One Travel is adding a feature to the Venture and Venture X card holders to get a free 4th night on select hotel booking. So when you're going through Capital One Portal, Capital One Travel, you'll see that there are some hotels, specifically in the Premier Collection, the Lifestyle Collection, and I think it's just those 2 that might be applicable. But definitely take a look in Capital One Travel. If you're traveling and you're staying for 4 nights, you could get one of the nights for free. It just shows up on the card. So it's like a new additional benefit that's really nice. It could be pretty great. You could find an exceptional offer if you find the right price point and get a 4th night free. That could be a fantastic deal. In addition, on Capital One Travel Portal, Premier Collection Hotels comes with a $100 experience credit and complimentary daily breakfast for 2. Lifestyle Collection Hotel comes with a $50 experience credit. Both Premier and Lifestyle Collection bookings come with potential room upgrades, early check-in, and late checkout. And you'll get 5x points on the Venture card and 10x points on the Venture X card when you book hotels through the portal. So that card's continuing getting benefits, which is crazy because I would expect it to be nerfed before it got buffed. Additionally, I personally have way too many credit cards with annual fees now. We'll talk about it here, but I just opened up another credit card that has an annual fee just for the sign-up bonus. Most of them I have are just for the sign-up bonuses, but I just haven't closed them yet. So right now my total annual fee count is at $3,114. Really getting up there. I think I'm going to cancel the Venture X because I think I'm going to main the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card. And then I'll be closing the. Oh, this doesn't have a fee anymore, actually. Let me take that off. The American Express Blue Cash Preferred, that will be getting closed. I'm just waiting for the annual fee to hit to ask them to close it. The Platinum I only kept open because they offered me a $300 bonus as a $250 retention offer. The Navy Federal Credit Union, as we just discussed, the flagship card, I get Amazon Prime for $50 a year. The American Express Hilton Inspire, that is getting closed once I use all the benefits, including a free night credit, and I got it for the sign-on bonus. The American Express Hilton Business Honors, $195, again, just for the sign-on bonus. And then one more card we'll discuss in a little bit here. Puts my total at actually just over $3K. So really getting up there. Going to have quite the closures to do. Next, still in Capital One, they relaunched the Saver One card. This one now has a $39 annual fee. This is specifically targeted at people that have like fair credit. So they're basically offering you the Saver card, but most of their offerings, when they put a 1 at the end, it's like their lower level of that card category. Like there's the Venture 1, there's the Venture X, and there's the Saver now and the Saver 1. The Saver's the card that has the better benefits, and the Saver 1 has $39 annual fee, 3% back at grocery stores, dining, entertainment, and popular streaming services. This could be helpful to build your credit back if they give you a card, but won't be useful for most of us. Next, I saw a U.S. Bank Elon card calculation that Reddit user Grant WWU posted. And it's not so much a calculation, more of an equation. So they just noticed that there's some smaller credit unions that offer, or local banks and credit unions that offer credit cards specifically through Elon. And this user's pointing out that Elon is the parent company, U.S. Bank, and U.S. Bank cards align to these Elon cards. So the Everyday Rewards is an Altitude Go. The Max Cash Preferred is a Cash Plus, but a little bit different offering. The Travel Rewards, the Altitude Connect, and then Reserve Rewards doesn't exactly have an offering that matches what U.S. Bank has. But there are some use cases where I could see people wanting these cards. This has come up a few times, so I'm not going to harp on it, but it's just cool to see. Next, over in Chase World, Chase lowers collision benefits on some cards, specifically the auto collision benefit. So you'll now be limited to $60,000 on coverage for auto rental collision, as well as they'll decline the rental company collision insurance and charge the entire rent cost to your card. Coverage is primary and provides reimbursement up to $60,000 for theft and collision damages for most rental vehicles with an MSRP of $125,000 or less. I believe this only applies to the Sapphire Reserve and the Ritz-Carlton that have this. This article doesn't exactly cover it, but this is specifically for Chase Sapphire Preferred and other cards. So the Reserve and the Ritz-Carlton have higher coverages. So keep that in mind when you're making rental car purchases. Also, Chase is starting to restrict product changes between Visa and MasterCard products. They would previously allow you to change them back and forth, but now they're kind of locking them down. Previously, the Chase Freedom was a Visa. Now the Freedom Flex is a MasterCard. So it's kind of part of a larger, broad legislation to try and make parity between Visa, MasterCard, and other networks. Next, there was a period of time where the Chase Sapphire Reserve bonus was at 125,000 points. Not sure if that's still true. Let's take a look. Yep, still at 125,000 points. So if you're looking for the card and you're under 524, go for it. Next, into Cityland, the City Shop Your Way card. We talk about a lot in the Discord. I made a channel just for it. It's probably one of our most active channels. Shout out Ray, who's super active there and just very knowledgeable on the card. But I received my first offer from Citi. I got a APR offer, so they lowered my APR until August of next year to be 0%, which is nice. And then additionally, I received for September, October, and November a offer for spend $15,000 each month and then get $50 back each month, and then an additional $50 for doing all three. So it works out to be like a 5 or 6% return on top of whatever you're earning with the card already. So that's super nice. And then on top of it, they also offered a travel offer, which is 5% back on travel and entertainment $120 max earn per month to the end of the year. That one I probably won't use, but these other ones are pretty broad, and I can just get spent on the card and get some nice statement credits. And that's where this is valuable, right? Is those statement credits, because the points seem to be worth kind of nothing, but the statement credits are pretty good. A little out of order here, but another U.S. bank thing. Altitude Connect Gig Sky offering is no longer being offered. Hat tip to Ray. So that card came with, I think, like a year of Gig Sky, or like a benefit where you can get Gig Sky for a month for international travel, and that's been removed. So sad to see, but I'm sure it wasn't really being used a lot. Like, people weren't super aware of it, and they're just cutting costs and removing it. Next, Dr. Credit reports that some U.S. bank Smartly savings account interest rates are being set to 0.05%. So a few days ago, U.S. Bank lowered the public rate on the Smartly savings account from 3.6% to 3%. They are now sending letters out in the mail to some customers indicating they're no longer eligible for interest rate at all going forward, and customers will earn a rate of 0.5%. Again, U.S. Bank is doing like a speed run to being the most customer unfriendly bank there is. Major kudos to them. I didn't think that speed run being so quick was possible. All right, moving on to Bank of America. Big news from them. The Bank of America Alaska Airlines card has been released, and there's full details. This is the card that I applied for, so I'll talk about my application a little bit. So the two cards are the three cards: the Ascent, the Summit, and the Business. The Ascent is the lower offering, the Summit is the higher offering, the Business is the business. The Ascent gives you 80,000 points with a $99 companion fee when you spend 4K in 120 days. The Atmos Summit is 100K points and a 25K point global companion pass when spending 6K in 90 days. And if you were a person who joined the wait list for the card, and you can also call in a number on Dr. Credit. There's a phone number there, and you can give a promo code, and you get an extra 5,000 points. So I got an email for that, and that's what made me sign up for it, an extra 5K. Why not? And then the business card earns 80K points and a $99 companion fee after spending 5K or more in the first 90 days. The Ascent has a $95 annual fee. The Summit has a $395, where adds to my total now. And the business is a $70 for business and $25 per card. Additionally, we'll go into a nice breakdown of the Atmos card. So in addition to those points, the sign-up bonus, you get 8 Alaska Lounge passes and 8 Wi-Fi passes every year. You also get free checked bag and preferred boarding, exclusive cocktail or elevated beverage every time you visit Alaska Lounge location until the end of next year. $125 airport security for TSA pre-check or global entry. Most of these are kind of just boilerplate that everything gets. You also get travel delay protection, receive $50 voucher for same day cancellation or delay of 2+ hours, good for a meal or drink on us at the airport. For earning for the card, it earns 3x on Alaska and Hawaiian purchases, 3x on dining, 3x on foreign transaction purchases, which is kind of unique. You also get 10% rewards boost for points earned from card purchase if you're an eligible Bank of America account, which I am. You also get 20% back on all Alaska Airline and airline in-flight purchases when you pay with your qualifying card. And 1 status point per $2 spent beginning with your anniversary of the card, and 10K points posted annually as a thank you. So I personally went and applied for this card. I applied via the link that I had in my email for signing up for the wait list, so a 105 sign-up bonus. I applied for the Summit card. My account went pending. They told me to give them a call, so I gave them a call, and they had to do identity verification and do like some fraud protection, and seeing a lot of people are reporting this as well. Said they'll get back to me within 24 hours. They told me don't reach out again because they'll reach out to me. I was like, cool. I was concerned that my credit limit with Bank of America is kind of high, because now I think I have like 6 cards with them, and most of my limits are pretty high. And this card requires 10K as a minimum. And while I applied, I have all my credit bureaus frozen. So they pull either Experian or TransUnion for me. So I unfroze. I think Experian, but TransUnion is a little bit thicker in terms of recent hard pulls. And The next day, I got an email saying that my credit was frozen. That's because I only thawed it for the one day that I applied. And then they dinged my credit the next day to check. So I unfroze and gave them a call. They pulled Experian for me. The agent spent some time back and forth, and they said, we have to reallocate some of your credit limit. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. There was some confusion with the agent. They took... They originally said the minimum for the card was $10,000, so I thought they needed to take $10,000 from one of my credit lines to another one. I was like, all right, cool. They took it from a card that I use. I was like, that's fine. Can we take it from a different spot? She was like, sure. I have to submit this first, and then we can go through and make that change. I was like, sick. Made the change, got the card approved. I was like, okay, I want to move this card down to $2,000, and then I want you to put the remaining balance on this other card. So that card will be like $89,000, and the original card would be $2,000. And she originally was confused because she thought I was asking to lower the new Alaskan card down. I'm like, no. I just want to take from my unlimited cash card to my customized cash card because I don't use the unlimited cash card. And then she later told me that the Alaska card was actually open at $12,000. So they took more from my customized cash card than I had thought. So I was giving her numbers, and she was just trusting my numbers and trying to put them into the system. But I was off by $2,000. I was trying to make $2,000 of a credit limit appear out of nowhere. She didn't do the math. It took us 30 minutes to figure out because we were both confused and we were on different pages. But she eventually got it through. Then I was like, oh, while you're at it, can you expedite the card for me? And she was like, oh, sure, no problem. I checked my account a few days later, and I see that it was expedited. I'm like, all right, sick. And then it arrives, and she expedited me my customized cash card, not my brand new Alaska card. So I called, and I'm like, hey, I think that they expedited me the wrong card. They're like, yep, yeah, they did. I'll expedite you this one. So I don't know why she would think I would want to expedite my customized cash card that didn't change, but I'll have the Alaska card soon. Got to hit that $6,000 spend in 3 months. I plan on opening some bank account bonuses and trying to find some bank accounts that allow credit card funding, and those should work pretty fine. Also, for the first time that I know of, Bank of America is offering referrals. It's a little bit different where you have to put names and email addresses in on a website, and then I have to put my information in, and then it'll send you a link. But if you're interested in a referral, let me know. I can share it. Otherwise, there's a direct link. I have to put your info into a website. Next, a little weird, but you can now buy the Robinhood Gold card. You can buy their credit card in the gold version using points, which I thought was really funny. For 100,000 points, you can get the 24 karat gold card. For 850,000 points, you can get the solid gold card at 36 grams, which is kind of insane. One ounce of gold is 3.4K. So I guess they just have a bunch of these gold cards lying around that they can now get rid of. It seems like Robinhood just has a whole bunch of cash, and they're just trying to, I don't know, use it somehow. Next, we have our Barclay section. So Barclay announced the GM Business Card, which earns 100,000 bonus points when you spend $5,000 in 5 months. The card earns 7x points on GM purchases, 3x on everything else, and then 0% introductory APR for 9 months on GM purchases more than $500 in the first 30 days of opening. So buy a car, charge it to the card. Dr. Credit's verdict is points are worth 1 cent per point towards a vehicle, and discount applies after negotiation. Also, you get 9 months interest-free period. Could earn 3x points on purchases as well. Not as good as the previous 4x card. I don't think this will be as good as other cards that earn a high rate as you're locked into GM, but signing up bonus might be worth it if you're considering purchasing a card from GM and then want to open this card at the same time. Could be a pretty great offer. Just a good way to get $10,000 off of your GM car purchase. If you spend $5,000 within 5 months and get 0% interest for a bit. Next, the Barclays Hawaiian Airlines card now earns 3x points on Alaskan Airlines purchases. Dr. Credit reports, in the wake of the Alaska-Hawaii merger, Hawaiian Airlines personal and business card now earn 3x points on Alaska Airline flight bookings. There's the same rates they've been earning on Hawaiian Airline bookings all along. Nice. Next, it's no longer working, but Barclays Aviator Red World Card Master Elite, I think I covered this before, was at 70K miles for no minimum spend. Just open the card and get the points. It's now been taken down, it looks like. It looks like the rumor will be discontinued on 9/30. Clicking the link, it says that it's no longer available, which makes sense because it's been taken down. Next, we have Barclay Hawaiian Business Card is up to 90,000 points. So the offer is 50,000 points when spending 4,000 in 90 days, and then earn 20,000 bonus miles if you spend 50 to 100,000 in annual purchases, or 40,000 points if you spend 100,000 or more in annual purchases. Crazy spend requirements. There's some card details, $100 annual fee, some earning rates. According to Dr. Credit, the nice thing about Barclay business cards is that they don't report to your personal credit portfolio, so it doesn't count towards your 524 status. Personal card is at 80,000 miles currently. These cards will continue after October 1st, 2025. The spend requirement is ridiculous on this card, and I don't think it's worth considering, so I won't be adding this to our best rates. Yeah, 100,000 points isn't, $100,000 is a crazy amount to spend. And as I just mentioned, the Hawaiian Airlines card from Barclays, $99 annual fee, is 80,000 points when you spend 25,000 in 90 days. There's various earnings on this as well. This is definitely a better offering than the business card, but yeah. And then finally, two more things with them. Barclays pre-approval offer and pre-qualification links are working again. Banks like come and go with these for some reason, but they've make theirs public again. So if you want to see if you're pre-approved, take a look at Barclays site. It'll be no hard pull, so that's nice. And then finally on Barclays, I received a mailer. I have the Barclays Banana Republic card that opened up a long time ago. Let's see, I opened it up. It's one of my first cards. October of 2016, which is hilarious to think about. And back in like 2021, 2023, they used to send mailers that were like, hey, and the card used to be offered by, oh boy, who was it? It wasn't Barclays. I think it was Synchrony. And then Barclays purchased the back books from them. Let me see if I can find if that's true or not. Show edit history. What did it used to be? Nope, it was always Barclay. Maybe I'm going crazy. But they offer these mailers that are like, hey, make 5 purchase outside of our brands and get $25. And I would just do like 5 Amazon reloads and it would pay out pretty quick. And then sometimes towards the end of 2023, those stopped working. And also I stopped receiving the mailers. I have links in the show notes to my posts on our churning of these mailers. I used to post them all the time. And then I just received another one. This is for spend $50 or spend $500 and get a $50 credit. The sad thing about these is the credits are in store credits. So like Banana Republic store credits. So I don't really use them that often. I don't really shop at Banana Republic that much anymore, but figured I'd call it out if people have the card and receive it. It's not a bad offering, especially if you have a purchase coming up. Next, hat tip to Cleed. He shared in the Discord that the AMC card is being discontinued, and it turns out that the company that was offering the card, Deserve, was acquired by Intuit, and Intuit is just no longer supporting these third-party cards that they had, so they're closing the cards. The card earned pretty crazy rates. I think it was like 50x points on AMC purchases, and I think the points were worth 1 cent per point. So you earned pretty great rates. Not that you went to AMC that often, but like pretty great rate. I mean, there's no MS opportunity there that I know of, but pretty awesome rates. And then finally for credit cards, Discover announced their Q4 categories, which is Amazon and drugstores, and I updated my tracker. That just shows like all of Discover's categories in the past ever since 2014, since the card was announced. Amazon is almost always Q4, coming in at 11. It's been Target 6 times in the past. There's also department stores they've done three times, Walmart 3 times. This is the first time drugstores have been Q4, so that's an interesting change, I guess. It's cool to see like the trend of these things. And a great call out that was just shared 52 minutes ago by DNet4 on our churning. Target is not in Q4 5% for the first time since 2016, relevant if you're using it to stack for Black Friday 10% off gift card deal. That's actually a great call out that I didn't even think about. Target always during Black Friday gives you 5% off of their gift cards. At least they've done it in the past years. And now Discover is not doing 5% back on Target for Q4, so we won't be able to stack that. You can't use the Target debit card because they don't earn 5% back on gift cards. Hopefully Chase is Target, so we can use it there. Sometimes Chase does it, but I guess we'll see if they wind up doing it this time. Looking at Happy P2's tracker for Chase, Chase hasn't announced Q4 for 2025 yet, but they have all the historical from 2014. Shout out to Happy P2. They have only done Target once, and it was in Q1, and that was in 2023. So maybe Chase will try and swoop in and fill in the gap that Discover's leaving, but I won't keep my hopes up, unfortunately. All right. Oh, also that tracker, I post screenshots on Reddit, but if you for some reason want the source document, it's on Patreon. So you can join and get the doc there. All right, next we're going into sign-up bonuses. There's a whole plethora of them. These both include credit cards and bank account bonuses, as well as brokerages. US Bank Altitude Connect is offering a 30,000 point bonus when you spend $1,000. Pretty high for just $1,000. It was $500 when they announced the card, but I don't think it's ever going to come back. So decent offering there. Capital One has a business checking bonus for $500 to $1,000. To become eligible for the bonus, you must have an existing Capital One business credit card for 90 days prior to account opening and should log in when filling out the application for a business checking account. So unfortunately, I don't qualify for this. I would have opened up a bank account with Capital One for this, but I don't have a credit card, so it's not worth it for me. For the $500, you need a $5,000 balance. For the $1,000, you need a $30,000 balance. You also need to maintain the minimum for 60 days. For at least 60 days during the first 90 days of account opening, and then make 10 qualifying electronic transactions within 90 days of account opening, including wires, ACHs, remote check deposit, etc. Next, we have a First Commonwealth Federal Credit Union $300 checking bonus. This is for Pennsylvania and New Jersey only. This requires using a promo code and depositing $1,000 in 60 days or enrolling in direct deposit. Pretty easy requirements. I personally went for a similar bonus. I think it was the same offering. First Commonwealth $300 bonus. I opened the account on August 14th of 2023. I made a $1,001 push from Juno, which qualified for the $1,000 deposit that they required. And then that's back when I used Juno as my primary checking account, which I luckily got out of that and wasn't absolutely screwed over by the downfall of Evolve Bank and Synapse in that whole fallout. But going back on track here, then about a month later, October 3rd of 2023, I got a $300 credit for a marketing promo. So pretty easy for First Commonwealth Bank there if you're in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. Next, and also tri-state sort of area, First Trust Bank is offering a $450 business checking bonus for Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. There is a $1,000 credit card funding, so that could be useful. They're offering a 50,000 point bonus worth $450 when you open a New Ingalls small business checking account and complete the following: make $500 in debit card purchases totaling $500 or more within 60 days of account opening. That's weird wording there, the Dr. Credit put. Let's see. You have to redeem in gift cards, and I remember this because I did this for a personal offer, which I'll talk about my data points in a minute here. But there is a fee for $10 monthly that's waived if you have a $1,000 minimum balance. The 35,000 point bonus is good for 3 or $100 gift cards, and 50,000 point bonus is 4 $100 gift cards and $50 ACH. I think this is the first business bonus we've seen from First Trust. So I'm not sure exactly how business documents will be. I might go for this. Let me read the comments real quick. Don't see anything in the comments about sole prop, but I do see people saying that they require documents. Not sure what they want for documents. So I might not be able to go for this because I don't have an established business entity. I just use a sole prop. But pretty good bonus. My data points for First Trust checking account, my offer was specifically a $450 checking bonus when I spend $500 within the first 60 days. I wound up doing City Pay by Phone, and those triggered the bonuses. This was back in August of last year. I opened the account in June 30th of last year. I did 2 pay by phones on July 16th and then another one on August 4th, totaling $500. And then the next day, under the rewards section, redeem rewards section of the web portal, then account, then transaction, the charge from August 4th, which met the minimum requirement, was showing a 35,000 point bonus. And then I was able to redeem it for 3 Amazon gift cards, 3 $100 Amazon gift cards, one $25 AMC gift card, and one $14 Shell gift card, and one $25 live event code gift card, leaving 92 points unused. So it was pretty great. I also did $1,000 credit card funding. So if you're eligible, go for it. Ally Invest is offering actually looks like it's expired now, unfortunately. If it is, I just will stop yapping. Yeah, it has ended. I've gone for this in the past, so if this pops up again, go for it. It's pretty easy. It just requires you opening a self-directed account and then putting $1,000 in the account for 60 days. And then you get $200. Next, CIT Bank, which is First Citizens Wealth Bank, is offering up to a $750 brokerage bonus. To get the most, you have to transfer in $250,000. This is a brokerage bonus for self-directed investing, and you must maintain the funds for 60 days. I read a little bit about CIT Bank, and they're kind of scummy. They frequently offer like good APYs, but they change the APYs very frequently. So I would probably avoid them. This was reported by user Frank on Dr. Credit. They said, reminder that CIT frequently slashes rates and forces you to swap accounts, so only use them if you're ready for efforts and hoop jumping. Just a word for the wise there. All right, more brokerage bonuses. Robinhood's back. Forewarning, I don't like Robinhood because they shut my account down. And when they shut your account down, they force sell all of your non-retirement assets. So like if you have stocks with them or crypto, they'll sell it and then they will transfer it out to wherever your source funds came from, which is pretty terrible practice and causes a lot of headaches for capital gains for the year and et cetera. But they are offering a 2% IRA transfer bonus for unlimited amounts. So you transfer your IRA over, you get 3%. They'll give you 2%, excuse me. They have done 3% in the past, but they're doing 2% for transfers and 3% for new funds being contributed. They're also offering a brokerage transfer bonus of 2% unlimited again. Both of these have a holding period of 5 years and require Robinhood Gold for 1 year. Let me double check if that's true for the 2% personal investments. They don't specify Robinhood Gold, but both of them require gold for a year and hold the funds for 5 years. So pretty good offering if you have a lot of assets. I have a bunch of assets at Bank of America now because I've moved it all around, but I'm looking for a bonus to go for. But I obviously can't go for this one because I'm banned. Very sad. And then I talked about this back in episode 56, but Dr. Credit posted a nice little handy post about it. So the post is called The Curious Match Behind Robinhood's 3% IRA Match and the Backdoor Roth. So basically it boils down to when you receive your IRA match, as well as the, I believe the transfer match as well, a transfer bonus. I'm not sure on the transfer bonus. I think that goes there as well. But at least for sure on the IRA contributions match. For Robinhood, when they give you that match of 3%, it goes into your IRA as interest. So they consider it as an interest within the account. So it's not a contribution. So you can contribute a max of $7,000, I think, still for 2025. And when you get this match, you're essentially funding an additional $210 because it's 3% of the $7,000. But that isn't considered a contribution; it's considered interest, and interest isn't taxable in these retirement accounts, so it's like a free 3% that you don't have to get taxed on. Webull offers similarly, but they deposit those funds into your individual account. So actually, there's an update here from Dr. Credit. An interesting twist regarding Robinhood. Apparently, there's a setting you can modify in the rewards page setting and prioritize the Roth account, so all bonuses land there. That's sick. So again, you will be able to contribute it to your IRA and be considered interest and not get paid for it. Also an update, judging from the comments below, it appears that this is how it usually works for bonuses attached to IRA accounts with other brokerages as well. Specifically, the funds go to a individual account not the IRA account. Actually, I think I'm wrong. It looks like according to Dr. Credit, I should have read this first because my assumptions were incorrect. Webull appears to treat IRA match bonus and transfer bonus similar to Robinhood, with the bonus acting like a gain on the IRA and thus conferring the tax benefits of the account. So I'm wrong. They both offer the same benefit of both the transfer bonus and the match go directly into the IRA. I should have known this because I did both of these with Webull, and both of them paid directly into the IRA account. So sorry about that. They're both the same. The weird thing is that I detailed specifically in episode 56 is with a backdoor Roth. So if you contribute to do a backdoor Roth, if you're unfamiliar, if you're outside of the income threshold for contributing to a Roth IRA, you can still have a Roth IRA. You just can't contribute to it. You have to convert to it. So what you do is you fund your traditional account, don't invest it, and then you convert it on the phone to a Roth account. I'm not a tax professional, and this isn't tax advice. Definitely look into your own, but that's what I personally do. But when that happens, at least with Robinhood, when you deposit the funds into the traditional at first, you immediately get that 3% bonus match, and it goes directly into your traditional. So then you have the annoying tax implications of transferring that over to a Roth. Now you've transferred more than you originally put in, so you have to pay the capital gains tax or the income tax. You have to pay some kind of tax on that match, when if it just went directly into the Roth, it wouldn't have to do that. It would be nice if it allowed you to put those funds, be like, hey, don't give me a match yet, wait until I convert over. I'm assuming they can do something like this because Robinhood natively supports a Roth conversion, like in the UI. So I don't see why they wouldn't just implement something like this, but maybe it just hasn't had enough traction here. All right, we're boiling down here. We only have some few things left. Next, Skyla Credit Union's offering $100 checking bonus. This one's open nationwide and is super easy. Also has up to $2,000 credit card funding. You can do $1,000 per account, because I think, or $1,000 total. Yeah, it's $1,000 total. You're opening two accounts. You're opening the checking and like the basic account. So you can earn $100 when you direct deposit at least $500 in a month to your new checking account. You can earn $50 when you direct deposit at least $300 into that same account. So I personally went for the $500. Super easy application. I submitted the application, was approved on August 13th of this year. On August 22nd, I did a $501 real direct deposit, and then August 30th of this year, I got a $100 bonus credit, in addition to the $3,000 of credit card funding, which was super nice. Additionally, Skyla is offering, starting today, a $1,550 checking and savings bonus. These require higher deposits and higher requirements. So Skyla Credit Union is offering a bonus of up to $1,550 when you deposit $10,000 or more of new money within the first 30 days into any combined Skyla checking and savings account. The tiers are as follows: a $1,550 bonus when you deposit $500,000 or more, $1,050 for $250 to $500, $750 for $100 to $249, and then it goes down from there. There's also a $5 fee if you close the account within 90 days. It doesn't seem like there's any holding terms according to Dr. Credit, so you just need to deposit the money. Although it's possible more detailed terms will be added today. So I guess we'll see what winds up happening with this, but I would probably just recommend the other Skyla offer of just a free $100 and then get the $2,000 credit card funding if that's of use to you. There was a Ocean First Bank sign-up bonus, but that has since been pulled, so I won't talk about it. But Bank of America is offering $100 to $500 checking bonus. This would pair well if you're going for the Alaska cards because you get a 10% bonus. The maximum bonus is $500. It's nationwide. Direct deposits are $2,000 to $10,000 within 90 days. So if you do $2,000 within 90 days, you get $100. If you do $5,000 in 90 days, you get $300, and then $10,000 or more, you get $500. I personally tried to apply again for an American Bank of America bonus, and it wasn't applied. Like, I met the requirements and never got the funds, so I haven't gone chasing that. I think it was like for $100. But if you haven't gone for a Bank of America bonus before and you can meet the deposit requirements of $10,000, it's direct deposit. And looking at what counts as a direct deposit for Bank of America. As we know, this page takes forever to load, so give me a minute. A lot of them count. Airbnb payout, Ally counts, American Express, Chase, Fidelity. So there's plenty of options. So if you have 10K of funds and one of the accounts that work for direct deposit, go for it. You can get $500. Next, Rakuten is offering $200 for the Alliant Credit Union offer again. I discussed it in episode 48, but I personally went for the triple dip, which was you can open an Alliant savings, a checking, and a credit, savings, checking, and a certified deposit, $100 each, and they all stacked. So I opened them all at once and got $100 each on Rakuten, but this is just $100 for the checking bonus. All you have to do is, just $200 for checking bonus. You have to open up the account and direct deposit $500 into the account within 30 days. And that's it. They pay it out pretty quickly, and I would recommend it. Next, there was, again, a Chase Business $750 bonus, but it looks like it's been pulled, which is sad. We then have a Key Bank bonus, which they've offered in the past a bunch. There's a bunch of states that are available. Arkansas, AK, Colorado, CO, Connecticut, Idaho, ID, Indiana, IN, Massachusetts, Maine, ME, MI, Mississippi, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Utah, Virginia, or Washington State. So this requires, to get the $300 bonus, you need a direct deposit $2,000 within 90 days. For the $500, you need to direct deposit $5,000 within 90 days. I've gone for these in the past, and it's limit one gift per qualifying account and one gift per individual, but I feel like I've done this a few times. Let me check the comments for churn. Yes, people have churned this without issue, it looks like. I have to churn in the future. I churn the account. Yeah, people have done this before. So it looks like you can do it again, even though they say you can't. Credit card funding is only $50, and it looks like they may pull checks. They might be a little sensitive, so be wary of that. Next, Wisdom Tree Prime, which I've talked about in the past. Pretty easy sign-up bonus for $100 to just open the account and deposit $1,000 for 45 days, and you'll get an additional 100. They've included more states now, so it's mostly nationwide. Next, Current up their referrals for opening an account for $150 for the referrer. Yeah, the person that's getting referred. So my referral is in the show notes if you're interested. They offer, I think, 4% APY on like up to 6K, so not great, but the account's pretty useful. Definitely look into them. And there's also some portal bonus you can snap on top of that. Discover is back with their offerings. They offer $150 for depositing $15,000 or $200 for depositing $25,000, and they offer 3.6% APY. Additionally, these offers are one time only in your first account, but you can also cycle deposit. So you can deposit money, withdraw it, deposit, withdraw it, deposit, withdraw it. So they're cumulative deposits. So it's pretty easy to meet. Actually, this one, the $250 bonus is not, or the $200 bonus is not available for depositing $25,000, but the $400 bonus for depositing $45,000 within 45 days is still available. The $15,000 is within 30, but the $45,000 within 45. So if you have a bunch of cash, you can deposit. I would go for it. They pay out pretty quickly too. Next, there's a Capital One savings class action. This one's pretty easy or pretty interesting. From what I see, it looks like you don't even apply. They will just like know who is eligible. They haven't announced the payout yet. This is just for people who had a Capital One 360 savings account anytime from September 18th, 2019 to June 16th of 2025. So apparently you'll get money maybe eventually. Next, we are down to our other category, our last few things. American Airlines card holders, you can get 50 miles per $1 donated to Stand Up to Cancer. That's nice. there's also there was an interesting read on interchange from Chasing Cetaceans. If you're interested, it's a pretty quick read, just talking about like interchange and companies charging a markup for non-cash payments and how interchange kind of works in general. So if you're interested, take a look there. Some personal stuff. My Cash App card got suspended. So I don't even know when that happened. I rarely even use the card. Like I can still make deposits into Cash App and send money with Cash App, but like I can't use the card anymore, which is weird. And then I also got shut down on Axos. If you know, you know, but yeah, Axos shut me down. All right, that's it for today. Happy September. Happy listening. Thanks as always. And hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks, y'all. Peace.